What if you could travel through time? Not just back to yesterday to unsend that embarrassing text, but all the way to ancient Egypt, the dinosaur age, or even forward to see if humanity finally invented flying pizza. Sounds epic, right? Well, hold on, because the moment you start messing with time, things get messy. Paradoxes, glitches, and logic-bending disasters begin, and trust me, you don't want to be the reason your grandfather never had a first date. Humans have always dreamed of time travel. H.G. Wells, Marvel, and pretty much every sci-fi ever. And it's tempting because it offers the ultimate fantasy, fixing mistakes, getting rich off future lottery numbers, or finally standing up to that middle school bully. But science says it's terrifyingly complicated. Enter the paradoxes. First, the grandfather paradox. Go back, stop your grandparents from meeting, and boom, you've erased yourself. But if you're gone, who went back in the first place? Next, the butterfly effect. Step on one tiny bug and suddenly the future is unrecognizable. Maybe Wi-Fi never existed, TikTok never happened, or worse, pineapple on pizza became mandatory by law. Then there's the predestination paradox, where trying to change the past causes the very thing you wanted to prevent, like going back to stop a fire but accidentally dropping the match that starts it. Finally, the multiverse theory. Every time you time travel, you just create a new reality, so no paradox, but now there are infinite versions of you scrolling TikTok at 3 a.m., and that's somehow even scarier. Imagine the chaos. You warn cavemen about climate change, they worship you as the god of weird hair. You try to stop World War II but invent TikTok dances in the 1930s, or you visit the future only to find it's just the same ads, but now in holograms. Time travel sounds like a dream, but it's really a comedy of errors waiting to happen. Maybe the real lesson isn't that we need a time machine, it's that the timeline we already have, the one where you're alive, breathing, and somehow watching me rant about paradoxes is already fragile and precious. Change one thing, and you might erase the very moments that make it special. So if that bent your brain and made you laugh, do the timeline a favor. Hit like, drop a comment about which paradox you'd risk, and subscribe to My Tale Telly, because if time travel is ever invented, you'll want to say you were here first.